What were the main takeaways from day one?
Well, I thought today we had a lot of energy. We got a lot accomplished, and I thought the practice went really smooth from drill to drill and team period to team period. There wasn't a lot of having to slow it down and do it. So the kids, to me, they were in shape, and they've been doing stuff in the off season, and so they went pretty smooth. So I was excited about that. I think it was our best first day we've had ever.
How's the facility?
Oh, it's phenomenal. You know, we were going to go outside, but the wind was going about 35 miles an hour, and we weren't worried about practicing in it, so to speak, because you're going to have some wind in some games, but we can't lift our towers up for our young men in the towers, and I wanted to have good film, and I'm not going to ever lift them up in those towers with that situation. So we have, you know, cameras in here. They can operate upstairs. We built them where they can operate upstairs like a joystick. So and when we have outside practice field out there, when they get it built, we'll have all those on a joystick too, so we won't ever have to worry about putting a kid up in a lift again. So we came in here, it worked great, had a tremendous amount of room, we could kick, punt. It was awesome. It was great.
So you punted in here, and
we punted in here. We kicked in.
Anybody hit the ceiling?
Well, you know, they came in the very first day, I think, and tried to hit the ceiling.
Yeah.
When they were in here, but I said, Joe, can y'all hit the ceiling? Oh yeah, oh yeah. They didn't hit the ceiling once today when they were punting regular, you know, but they kicked it high, and it was plenty. We could catch them and do all that, so it went well.
Right.
You had some guys involved in track, Isaiah Oliver, Christian Shaver. Are those guys out here? Do they take a break from that? What's going to?
Yeah, they're going to. Spring practice, football comes first right now in spring practice. Patrick Carr will also run on the relays and probably run some 100 meters. But when we finish after the spring game, then they'll be turned back over to track completely. Next year that might change, depends on how much they play. If they're playing a lot and starters, then I'll kind of relieve them to be able to not have to do as much spring practice. But right now, they need to earn their starting job and do all that. But you know, they can help the track team. The track team's excited about having them. They're enjoying running, and Coach Wetmore and all those guys have been awesome to them.
How much do you feel like Drew Wilson got done with the guys in the last 2 months?
I think he got quite a bit done. They're stronger. They seem like they were in really good shape today. We've been doing some coach-led mat drills and type things with them, agility drills, pushing them. But they looked in good shape and seemed stronger. And we're going to keep lifting all through spring. We only practice 3 days a week, so Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays we're going to lift. So we shouldn't lose any strength at all. Some kids will gain a little bit, but we won't lose any like you do sometimes in spring practice. And Drew's doing a really good job with them. We're doing a lot of the Olympic lifts and getting some more power there.
Starting a little bit later, does that help a little bit with the conditioning than maybe a couple
well,
weeks earlier?
Yes and no. We last year we were in pretty good shape, but we had some guys that had some nicked up injuries and type of things, and then the coaching staff, a few changes there. I wanted to give us a little more time, and then the week there, we usually do a lot of preparation for spring practice the week my dad died. And I wasn't here for a whole week to do that. It's kind of we're off the road, so we weren't able to do that. So that pushed us back too. So, but with Drew's situation, getting him in here with a strength coach, I think God kind of took care of us. I think it really worked out well for him to get all his stuff going, and gave him a little bit more time to get them formulated to what he's doing in their bodies to work towards what he's doing on recovery and lifting. So I think it worked out well.
Would you move spring practice back into January, you know, do it like you did
back
last
into
year?
the February, right?
Yeah, February, right.
If we're pretty healthy, that's something I can do, because then you can do it on the back end, because they'll be through the full cycle all season with Drew's stuff. That's what I think I'll do, but it varies year to year really on injuries. You know? So we were able to get 4 or 5 guys back out here that wouldn't have been able to go in February, and we already had 6 or 7 out. So I was thinking, like, you got 12 or 15 out. At least we got half of them.
Yeah. First day going a little short-handed with the quarterbacks. How did you feel it worked out?
I think it worked out well. They got a ton of reps. They really did, so it was good to see them do all that, and so that helped them with it. And I thought it went well. Of course, we're going to watch film, and I might be throwing things at the film, but today I thought it went smooth, and they hopped in there and did well. They didn't look like they were lost.
Chidobe had quite a junior season. What can a guy like him still work on now?
The thing that he can work on is, you know, getting a few more big plays. You know, a couple more interceptions, a couple more sack calls, fumbles. So I would say his area would be causing some more turnovers, some game-changing plays. He had a couple last year. If he could have just 2 or 3 more, those would be, because he's around the ball so much, those are game-changing plays. And I look for him to be a guy that the other team's worried about is a kind of a turnover magnet. And he's kind of started. He had a pick today, and he had some backs breakups, and he's starting to really feel comfortable. He's a really good player.
We keep him mostly in that nickel.
We're going to move him around. We're going to play him at corner, and we'll play him at nickel too. And it's going to depend on kind of what we're going to the game, what the team does best. If we feel like they got a guy that we can cover and they're going to throw it to the block, we'll put him out there. If we feel like they're going to run the ball or that type of thing, we might put him inside to blitz him a little more. And we might do that through the course of a game too.
Anything else, Coach?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.